Not long to go until the launch of How to Become a Property Developer Entrepreneur with the JV online learning path. Behind me is a little bit of snippet of information that you can learn from that particular learning path. Now, one of the sub-courses that we're going to be teaching you is about property permission use classes. Now, essentially, it's very important for every property developer in the UK to understand about planning permission. More so, when you understand the different types of asset use classes and what you can change them from and to using permitted development rights, you'll start to look at property in a whole different light. And when you start to look at property in a whole different light, you'll be able to source those off-market opportunities that you currently think you can't do anything with. So behind me, you can see the letters A, B, C, and D. Now, these represent the different asset use classes of property in the UK. Now, if we start off with Group A, in the UK you have A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Now, focusing on A1, A1 is known as retail. Now, I'm sure all of you in every high street throughout the UK see plenty of retail units. They are what is known in the planning use class as A1. A2 relates to professional services. A3 and A4 relate to bars and restaurants. Now, if we move down to Group B, Group B, B1 relates to office space. Now, let's say, for example, you're currently looking at one of those vacant bars and restaurants that currently we see in the UK at the moment, down to what I call the Tinder age. Those vacant bars and restaurants, you can actually change them from A3 into A1 retail without planning permission, using permitted development rights. Now, once you've changed it from A3 or A4 into A1, did you know that you can actually change it from A1 into B1 office space on a temporary 2-year license? That's correct. So you can take this A1 here, which is a retail, and then change it into a B1 to use it as office space on a 2-year temporary license. Now, what does that do? It then enables you to rent out that retail space as an office space, which totally opens up your target market. Now, those of you that are in the know will know that a property that is occupied by a business with a great track record will get a higher valuation than a vacant one. So currently you'll be looking at all those for let signs that we see all over every high street in the UK for all those bars and restaurants. Those bars and restaurants, you can change them into retail units. Once you've changed it into a retail unit, you can then invoke what we call a 2-year temporary license to take that retail unit and turn it into an office. Once you've turned that unit into an office, you can then go and secure what we call a small to medium-sized enterprise tenant that has been in business for 5 to 10 years. When you do that, the valuation of that property will skyrocket. So you pick it up for next to nothing when it's that vacant bar and restaurant, resulting in you increasing its value overnight by taking advantage of permitted development rights in order to find that small to medium enterprise tenant that you need. That is just one of the small tips that you will learn when you join the How to Become a Property Developer Entrepreneur. I look forward to seeing you on the program soon.